Yeah, that's me going.
All right.
All right, here we
This is
go.
going to be the last thing we do this week, but it might be the most exciting and most controversial at the same time.
Oh, we're going to get shit for this.
So we haven't even, like, almost agreed at this point. So it's kind of like we're kind of throwing this together on the fly. We've talked about it a little bit.
It'll be a long episode, guys. Buckle up.
So we're going to do the best 11 so far this year. We're taking into account injuries. We're taking into account, everything. Everything's taken into account.
Everything.
Now, hear me out before we put this lineup out. Listen, it's not going to be – some players might be slightly out of the position that they normally play, okay? Before you roast us for it, just understand we're preferencing – I'm not even trying. Before you roast us, we're just putting it out there first, okay?
We're saying it beforehand, yeah.
Yeah, we're saying it beforehand.
There we go.
So it might not be perfect position-wise, but –
And, and we're trying to – I think the way we're going to work it with the formation that we're going to pick to set it up in is to incorporate, I guess a little bit more of a midfield, I guess, in a way.
We're gonna try to do a 4-3-3. I think
4-3-3.
That's how it's gonna work.
Back line, 3 center mids, 2 wingers and a striker, and obviously a keeper. So
start from the back.
We'll start back to front.
All right, we're just gonna have to go down. All right, so say the position you're saying, and the player.
Oh, I start.
If you want
start
to.
off.
Goalie. I think it goes to Mendy. He comes into this Chelsea team, keeps 5 or 6 clean sheets already, and makes a significant difference. Huge upgrade from Kepa. So, even though he made the mistake on the Bamford goal.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that?
I do
Lloris
feel
could be up there.
I do feel like there's other keepers that, in games have made insane saves and, have played. I don't want to say better than him, but just when they're called upon, some goalies are called upon more than others.
Well, yes, obviously he's not going to lead the league in saves.
Just
but
for the sake of this team,
his save percentage though I think is pretty crazy.
Yeah, for the sake of this team that we're putting together, like Dan said, based off the impact he's had alone, he's come in, he's had the 8 clean sheets, whatever it may be. I think he deserves to be in it.
Yeah, I agree.
think you have to say it's him.
I agree.
All right.
I think there's no argument there.
All right. So let's move on. You want to do 1 or 2 center backs at a time?
We'll do 1 center back.
Right.
So we can do the other
1
center back.
center back. This is what I'm still messing with here in my head. Because
Okay,
you said one that I'm not on board with.
I mean, I said 2 that you guys weren't on board with. So.
I was on board with 1.
Oh, you weren't on board with the other
your
one.
second one. No, I'm on board either.
Well, then someone else got to say the center backs.
I don't know.
That's what I'm going to say if I say the center back.
I don't know. This is the one position where I'm really struggling at.
Okay, do you want to say a different position? You can go left back. You can go right back if you'd like.
Let's say your center backs. We all agree on these.
Would you want me to say 1 center back or 2?
All right, let's just keep this moving. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, so Zuma, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, center back, Zuma.
I would say yes. I think he's had a really good start to the season, and it's another Chelsea player. I mean, I think they've kept the most clean sheets in the league so far. I think tied with Tottenham. So, and plus he's good.
I was gonna say the same thing you're about to say. Say it.
Yeah, he's been a really improved player from last year.
Let's say the same thing.
Good in the air, strong defensively.
I'll agree.
I mean, it wasn't gonna be Maguire, so what are you arguing about?
No, it was definitely going to be Lindelof. All right.
So the other center back is where we have some.
We're struggling here.
Like some controversy.
We're struggling.
I said 1. They didn't like it that much,
Say
so
it.
I think the other center back. I don't want to say it 'cause I don't know if you guys don't agree with it.
Just say it.
God.
Well, then how are we going to determine who we
Well, who
agree
do you
upon?
guys think? Let's throw some names. Who do you think?
I don't know. I honestly, this is a tough one. You said Mings.
I said Mings.
I think there's a case for him just because of how they started the season, and he's been a rock back there, but they've also haven't kept up. That they're a little more frail on defense now, I think, than they were in the beginning of the season.
Right.
Good in the air. He's I think he was a big part of why Villa had such a good start to the season, but I'm struggling. I don't know. I'm struggling with this other one though. Like
I think for them it's tough because we give strikers that play for bad teams a lot of credit, and it's hard to give defenders that play for like middle of the road teams a lot of credit because obviously the results aren't going to be as good. But I mean the rest of the team around them isn't as good. So obviously they're going to have more chances to defend because they're going to get pressured a lot more because they don't have the ball as much.
So because I'm struggling with this, I'm just going to go ahead and say I agree, and it's for one reason.
Okay.
I want him to get into our team that we're putting together. Just want to see what people say about it. I really do. That's my reasoning. I agree. I'll go Zuma and Mings with you.
All right. Center back, Mings. Moving on. We got our
Left fullback.
outside backs. We'll say left fullback. So
Left
whoever
fullback.
wants to take it.
This
take it.
one's tough. Because, like I said, we're trying to keep the players in their position.
Correct.
There's
There's a lot of good left backs we came up with.
Yeah, left
There's
back.
so many left backs.
I think
that
there's one clear
take-
one that we have to say. It's not like really-
Robertson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone declare it.
So,
I'll say Robertson.
You guys say left back.
Left back, Robertson.
Thank you.
there we go.
It's all about the editing. You got to help me out a little bit.
Oh, God.
But I think, I think he's clearly the best one so far.
Right.
I don't even know if you can say clearly. 'Cause, I mean,
Not clearly, but he's the best, I think.
I think
has
he's
to
the
be.
best. I mean, he's just so good going forward, and he's like almost like another attacker on the field. But
Right.
He's not the best defensively, but he hustles and he gets back. But like the case could be made for Chilwell. The case could be made
Yeah.
for
Digne without injury.
DNA with
it's-
I mean, but he just got injured
crazy.
too.
Yeah.
So like he played most of the season. And
It's crazy how many good left backs there are this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to our final defenseman, right back.
I really don't know. I don't know another one than the one we mentioned.
Go ahead, say it.
Right back, Reece James.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I don't
You
know another
mentioned
right
this-
back.
You mentioned this earlier. I'm not again. This is going so long, so I don't know if you mentioned it beforehand or in the beginning of this, but you mentioned the end of last season after Project Restart. He kind of got it going, and this year he's kept that energy. He's kept that good form going.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's a mainstay in the team now.
Yeah,
which is a big
I don't
difference.
see another player that, again, if we're going strictly with right backs, there's not another player that can go back there. It has to be him.
Yeah, I mean, again, people are going to say, what, Walker? No, I don't think so. Reece James is, I think, a better player. I mean,
If Trent was playing, it would be him. But
right, but Trent's been injured, so I think James is like not
and-
by default because he has played well, but there's really not a lot of competition at that position.
And while we're talking about right backs, a lot of you commented, I think 2 or 3 of you commented about Wan-Bissaka. You're out of your fucking minds.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the conversation.
Great defensively. Going forward,
Cannot attack.
He can't swing the ball in the box. You guys are losing.
And today's game, you need to be able to do
is
both.
Lamptey a left back or right back? Do you guys know?
Oh shit!
Someone look up the
Shit.
right. I still think it's James. Even
God,
though,
God.
No, I do too. But I
He's
think
a close second.
Well, he's definitely an improved player. I don't think he's, he had a really good start to the season, but I
Right
think he
wing
kind of
back.
died down. a
yeah,
bit.
right. He's faded off.
Right wing back.
Right wing back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Good though. 121.
All right, let's move. We've gone through our
All right,
defense.
so
we've
3
named
centermen.
By the
some-
way, let's just say that was the hardest part for us to decide.
Yeah, 100%.
The
That
rest
is
is a
the-
lot easier going forward.
Again, it's a lot. It's like 'cause you can go by like. I mean, we watch games. You can go by the eye test, but for defenders, it's tough because they don't pull
Yeah.
stats as much. So you really have to watch games and understand like how they play, how they affect their team,
Yeah.
how they control their team. I mean, it's a big deal.
Center mids.
Yeah. This is a 4-3-3 with a triangle basically in the middle, with 2 high,
to
1 deep.
attacking.
Yeah.
Which one do I start with? Doesn't matter.
I mean,
You
start-
take your defensive one.
All right, defensive center mid, Højbjerg, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, has to be.
I mean, he's controlled that game for that team every week.
I think we've said in the last couple of days, like he's not a flashy player, but he's such a solid piece to that team.
Yeah, he's a box to box midfielder that's willing to do whatever
dirty
it
work
takes.
and, like,
Yeah, that man hustles.
Yeah.
Hustles.
So we agree on that one.
Yeah.
Think we agree on the next one. One of the center attacking mids has to be Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
He, ever since he came into United, he's turned the team around. I think it's 11 goals now in his last 14 appearances. He comes on, this past week, helps United get 3 goals. What he does with that team is just incredible.
I think I saw a stat like he came on at halftime and created more chance than like West Ham as a team. I think
That's
in
awesome.
the second half.
So
or something.
we all agree.
Yeah.
He's okay. So one more.
The
attacking
last
mid.
one's Kevin De Bruyne. He's the last center mid. He's. I think
It's
that's pretty
Kevin De
easy one.
Bruyne.
I mean, like,
not.
again, it's one of those where his stats might not be as insane as they have been in the past,
Yeah.
but
It's Kevin.
if you
fucking De
watch
Bruyne.
the games, I mean, it's people not being able to finish. He's created a million
much.
chances this year. It's unreal.
I mean, again, there's obviously players that we can make the case for. Grealish, obviously, we can make a case. I mean, he's playing more of like
on
a
the
winger
outside,
now.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I always think of him as a center mid, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's other players you can make the case for. But to me, I think Bruno and De Bruyne from an attacking center mid
Changed the
standpoint.
game more than anyone else in the league.
And then Højbjerg, like we said, he's
A lot.
a rock.
He
down there,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
100%.
let's go left wing here. Left wing has to be Son.
Yeah.
He
I don't think there's any argument anyone can
he's
make
on
ever.
another level this season.
Yeah.
He's incredible. If there was
By the way, I forgot to make fun of Dan before for this. I think Son has more goals than the entire Arsenal team. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Or as many.
It might be as many. It's
think it's
close.
10.
It's either as
They both
many
have
or
10.
more.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I know, trust me,
I
I
just
know.
had to like
And-
Well aware.
just throw that dagger in there real
And
quick.
you know what?
Yep.
I do think under Mourinho, he's shining a bit more than he did because they're playing counter-attack soccer, football. Sorry, guys, in the comments again. Which he can use his speed. He can use that interplay with him and Kane up top, just 1-2 passes to get forward quickly. And I think him on the counter-attack is just insanely deadly.
It's funny though because like you don't expect a team with like Kane as a forward to be a counter-attacking
You don't.
like masterclass that they are.
Do you know what's crazy? Like, Son's been in the league for like however long now. Like, he's been here for a while.
Yeah.
And like, you would say like obviously he had a good season last season, but he's really starting to break into like a superstar this year.
Oh,
right?
player of the year conversation.
Takes time.
So it does take time, but like, I've watched him in the past. Like, I've been watching Arsenal Tottenham games. Everything in the past. He's a good player. He was the same player back then. I think it's just the evolution of Kane as more of like you're saying. He's
Playmaker.
Support.
He's more of a playmaker now, so that opens up more opportunities for
Yeah.
him, where Kane would be more of like on the finishing end of a lot of the goals. Now, and adds a whole new dimension to his game, which I think
yeah.
has helped him and the team tremendously so far. As you can see,
I think they said they talked to the two of them after the game, and it was like they're at this point where they're both like in their prime ages.
Yeah.
They played with each other for so many years now. They just understand each other's games so well that
hate Kane.
I mean, well, do you want to say our striker?
I absolutely do not. But I do want to say something. I forgot to mention the Arsenal game before, really
Oh,
quick.
my Lord.
One thing that I fucking hate that he does is if there's like
Score.
a ball in the air, like a 50-50, he will duck down and like back into the player. And he did it to like Gabriel or someone today, but you could like literally injure someone like pretty badly.
That was
like
bad.
that.
It was.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think he
not
meant
the-
to hurt him, but
It's not the first time he does it. He does it purposely, and he just throws his body and then falls to the ground like a little. Never mind.
Okay, Garrett, you want to say
That was it.
the right winger?
Right winger.
Come on, say the center forward. I
All
want
right.
to say him.
All right, I'll say it. All right, center forward / striker, whatever you want to call him, Harry Kane. Center forward, Harry Kane. You can't argue. There's
No,
there's-
you
I mean,
can't.
you can argue because we're gonna get a lot of comments that Calvert-Lewin is leading the league in goals, but
Vardy's having a good season. He's
Yeah.
been out a couple games, so
yeah,
But like you said, with the evolution of Kane being still
mean,
a
he's
goal
a-
scorer, but also now that playmaker.
he's a striker leading the league in assists. Like, come on,
Yeah.
that's insane.
He's got to be. And again, like you said,
and he's got like six goals.
and he's chipping in goals.
Yeah, it's not like he's not scoring this year. I mean, he's
it's pretty much the normal Harry Kane, except now he added that playmaking aspect to his game, and it gives Tottenham a whole nother dimension.
And that
Which is nuts.
and it just shows like how good of a season he's having so far because Calvert-Lewin has like 12, 13 goals and
Yeah.
the first probably 11 goals,
I think
whatever it
it's
is.
either 11 or 12. I think he might 12.
He's
might be
averaging like a
just-
goal a game to the beginning of the season, so it's like you'd think it'd go to him, right? But
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you would think.
no. But yeah, so the last one on the right wing is Mo Salah.
Yeah, a player who I think we just tend to overlook because he's been so good for so long.
Yeah.
That it's just like week in, week out, he just puts together solid performances, and he's just
He's ninth, or I'm sorry, he's tied for fourth right now in the league with goals on 9.
Salah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Him and Vardy are at 9. And Calvert-Lewin, by the way, he leads the league with 11.
11.
But yeah, I mean, it's a player when Liverpool need a goal, when they need something to happen, they look for him. You look to get the ball at his feet. Again, he's another player where I think he not only scores, but he can be a part of the build-up. He can help in the playmaking.
I think he just has really good instincts. Like even on
Yeah.
like the Cody mess up in the last game, like
Right.
he knew to run off his
just to
back
go.
shoulder and like he takes
Yeah,
advantage
and
of
that's
situations you don't
crafty.
think.
He's a very
Yeah.
crafty player.
and again, like you said, that's something that you have to do as a forward. You have to know when the ball's near. I'm going to take this
Anticipate,
chance.
yeah.
I'm going to try and be the
100%.
defender. And a lot of forwards just like I'm not getting there. I'll stop. But he keeps working. He doesn't slow down. There's no doubt that as of right now, he deserves to be in that spot for our little lineup we got going here.
Yeah, so that's the 4-3-3.
One more.
Manager.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of maybe not obvious. I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Is it obvious or not obvious?
I feel like the case could be made for a couple people.
It could be good for people.
But obviously Mourinho is up there.
I think Mourinho's in the conversation.
I think you even do Hasenhüttl from Southampton. Like,
Yeah.
they're literally, 5th place right now through 11 games?
Is this one we all have to agree on or no? You want to all pick a manager?
I don't know if it's gonna fit in the video, so we could just
we
pick
could say
one.
Just
Mourinho.
pick
You know what I think is pretty crazy, honestly, is
I was going to go with something else.
the Leeds coach is funny. Did you see they were like, do you not want to release your team to give whoever they're playing next week an advantage? And he goes, no, this is the starting 11, and literally listed the 11 players that would be playing in the game. And I was like, that's such a savage move.
That's great.
If we're, just real quick, if we have to pick, I'm picking Lampard. If I had to pick
You can pick
the
Lampard, too.
manager so far.
Managers are tough because it's like,
Yeah.
other than record and play consistency, what else can you really? I'm sure their halftime speech is great. I